Hello students. So now we are into the second lecture of AFS Accounting and Finance for Service. In first lecture we studied what are services, what is the meaning of service, what are the nature of services. We have seen the difference between goods and services also. Now we straight away start with second chapter. Okay, as I said to you, first chapter's second part, remaining part will take up after 2 units are over. So we straight away jump on to the second chapter, that is accounting for tourism and hospitality services. Now what do you mean by hospitality? Very first of all, keep it in mind, hospital is different from hospitality. Hospitality means they are talking about hotels, resorts, clubs. Okay, these all hospitality means showing a good gesture, welcoming the guests. That is called hospitality. So when we talk about hospitality services in tourism sector, we are talking particularly about hotels. In this complete chapter, you are going to study number 1, how to make profit and loss statement for hotels. Number 2, how to make balance sheet for hotels. Number 3, how to make cost statement, quotations, tenders, estimates when any person comes to arrange any banquet hall party, any function, etc. And fourth, we are going to study different ratios which will help us in identifying whether the hotel is performing good or not. In this lecture, we will be studying the Proforma, that is profit and loss account statements format. Okay, so let's proceed further. Proforma, that is format of departmental profit and loss statement of a hotel. Now very first you all need to understand in that format what all various columns we are going to make. If anyone is watching this lecture entirely, I assure you by the end of this lecture you will automatically learn the format by heart. So keep your ears open, be very attentive and try to understand each and everything properly. Don't just forward the video. Listen to each and every point carefully. Okay. Very first of all, when we make the format of profit and loss statement, you need to understand the headings of various columns. Okay. So what all various columns are to be made? Very first column will be of sales, because for any hotel sales is very important. In fact, forget the hotels, any business, sales is very important. From sales we will minus cost of sales. So second column what you will be making is cost of sales. Third column, employee benefits expenses, means expenses like salaries, wages, contribution to provident fund, retirement funds like gratuity fund, workmen's compensation fund, etc. So whatever employees benefit expenses are incurred will come in the column of employees benefits. Other expenses, all expenses other than cost of sales and employees benefit will come in the category of other expenses. Okay, I repeat, all expenses other than cost of sales and employees benefit will come in the category of other expenses. And then the left out will be your profit or loss. So we will be making the columns of sales, cost of sales, employees benefit, other expenses, and then profit or loss. From sales column you will minus, I repeat, from sales column you will minus cost of sales, minus employees expenses, minus other expenses. Whatever is left out, balance amount, is profit or loss of that particular department of hotel. Okay, I repeat, when we make format of departmental profit and loss statement of a hotel, in addition to particulars and notes. What all main vital columns will you all be making? Sales. From sales you will minus cost of sales, next column. Further you will minus employees benefit expenses, next column. Further you will minus other expenses, next column. And then left out amount, sales minus cost of sales minus employees benefits minus other expenses will give you profit or loss. Now there is a technique to remember these columns also. As usual, I'll be giving you the techniques which will make your job easy. What technique? Scope. Okay, how will you remember the columns of profit and loss statement? Scope. S stands for obviously sales. C stands for cost of sales. O stands for other expenses. P stands for profit or loss. E stands for employees benefit. However, remember which column will come at the end? Profit or loss. Okay, so scope, but S sales minus C cost of sales minus O other expenses minus E, not P, E employees benefit, and then whatever is left out is profit or loss. Okay, so scope is just to remember the columns, but remember the order also: sales, cost of sales, employees benefit, other expenses, and then left out is profit or loss. Okay, I hope everyone remembers the first part of profit and loss statement, that is the columns what are to be made. Okay, now second part of profit and loss statement, we will understand the content vertically, the content, main content of P&L statement. These are the columns what we studied right now. Now which are the content which will come vertically? All of you watch this video carefully, then only you'll be able to remember the contents, and I'll ask you back what all things you observed in this video. Rooms, food and beverages, swimming pool, spa, indoor activities like games, rental services, pick up and drop, wedding parties, functions, conferences, sightseeing. Once again, we'll be having a look at this particular video, but what was the purpose of showing you this video? I'm sure everyone watching this video has visited innumerable number of hotels and resorts in your life till now. Every vacation, summer vacation, Diwali vacation, you go out, you stay in hotels and resorts. So if you have got an opportunity to stay in a 5-star hotel or a resort, you can easily resemble these amenities which you get. Okay, this amenities are the main departments of hotel, and that is going to come in our content vertically. So I repeat, what all did you observe in this video? I'll be playing that video again, but what all did you observe in the video? Very first part, rooms had come, beautiful luxurious rooms. Then after rooms, what did you find? Restaurant, food, beverages, drinks, hard drinks, soft drinks. Then what did you observe? Lavish swimming pool. Okay, swimming pool. Then you observed spa. After swimming pool, spa services are also given. Saloon and spa services are also provided by many 5-star and above hotels. Then what did you observe? Game zone, fun, masti. Always every 5-star and above hotels have a separate indoor activities as well as outdoor activities area. So game zone is there. And then you find that hotels gives several other services. They give their cars on rent to you to move from one place to another. They give you pick up and drop facilities. They arrange weddings, birthday parties and several other functions in their places. Okay, they arrange for your sightseeing when you visit the hotel. So these are all the other services which the hotel provides. Have a look at this video again and try to memorize what all amenities or facilities are provided by the hotel. I repeat, it will help you in remembering the format. That's why I've made this mashup of various amenities of a hotel. So try to memorize which all facilities are provided by the hotel, and you can easily correlate whenever you would have visited any hotel. Look at it once again. As soon as you visit a hotel, after your welcome, you visit your rooms. Remember, first department of a hotel is room. Second, food and beverages, drinks. Okay, beverages means drinks. Third department, swimming pool. Okay, swimming pool and spa. Okay, swimming pool and spa connected with each other. Swimming pool and spa. Game zone is there. Okay, game zone is there in a hotel. And then car rentals and other services. Other services like pick up and drop, weddings, parties, conferences, okay, functions, sightseeing. These all come in other services. So once again, everyone, what all departments do you find in a particular hotel, or what all areas or sections do you find of a particular hotel? Rooms, food and beverages, yes, swimming pool and spa, then game zone, rentals and other services. Rentals means car rentals, lawn rental, garden rental, room rentals, halls rentals. So rentals and other services. Once again, rooms, food and beverages, swimming pool or spa, game zone, rental and other services. These are the 5 main departments of any hotel. So remember which all columns we have to make in the format: sales, scope, sales, cost of sales, employees benefit, other expenses, and then we get profit or loss. And then vertically, which all departments you will have in the format: rooms, food and beverages, swimming pool and spa, game zone, rental and other services. Now, when we make P&L statement of a hotel, very first if we talk about rooms, then what will sales column of room include? The room charges, that is the sales. Okay, the revenue or the charges collected for the room, the stay charges. Okay, then cost of sales will have nothing. Room don't have any cost of sales. Foods have cost. Rooms don't have any other recurring cost of sales. So sales will come. Column of cost of sales will remain blank for rooms. Then employees benefit will include salaries and wages of the people engaged in room department, housekeeping department. These all people, their salaries and wages. Okay, employees benefit, their contribution to provident fund. Then other expenses, laundry, cleaning of room, okay, maintenance of room. These all come in the category of other expenses. Changing of the linen, changing of the bed sheet, changing of the utensils, crockery items. These all come in the category of other expenses of rooms. Now, next department, food. Columns, sales. So sale of food items in the restaurant and bars and beverages, okay, drinks, etc. Cost of sales. Now, cost of sales is also involved because in making that food, material is involved. So whatever raw material you buy for making the food, that will be your cost of sales. Then which column do you have? Employees benefit. So cook's salary, chef salary, salary of stewards, waiters, they will come in employees benefit. Then other expenses in the hotel, again cleaning, then maintaining candles, lights, other expenses. That will come as a part of food and beverages, other expenses. And then again we'll have profit or loss. Swimming pool and spa, again the amount charged for that will come in the sales column. No cost of sales. Straight away employees benefit, those people who are working in the department of swimming pool and spa. And other expenses in swimming pool like changing of the chlorine water, purifying the water, spa charges, in spa whatever material is provided, those expenses. And then you'll find its profit or loss. Game zone, directly sales means the amount charged for each game you play over there. That will come in sales column. no cost of sales. Okay, employees benefit, the people working in the game zone department, salaries and wages. Other expenses in game zone, like if there is a carom board, then the powders expenses, then the things which you work on, billiards, then the maintenance of that. Okay, pool table, then maintenance of that. So those will come in other expenses, and then you'll find its profit or loss. Then rental and other services. Sales means the amount charged as rent for the car pickup and drop, the amount charged for giving the lawn on rent, halls on rent, that will come in sales column. And you won't have generally cost of sales, employees benefit may be there, other expenses may be there, cost of sales for other items won't be there. So all of you remember which all columns we have to make: sales, cost of sales, employees benefit, other expenses, profit and loss. And in the beginning, which all five main departments will come in P&L statement: rooms, food and beverages, swimming pool and spa, game zone, rentals and other services. Proceeding further with the format, we take up with the next part, that is again vertical content. After main operating departments, we take unallocated operating expenses. See, when we talk about rooms, you can clearly identify changing of bed sheet, utensil items, curtains, cleaning, laundry. These are clearly identifiable with room. Same way, when we talk about food and beverages, you can clearly identify plates, cups, cleaning expenses, utensil cleaning expenses. These are clearly identified with which department? Food and beverages, restaurants. Swimming pool, chlorine water, clearly you can identify. But there are some expenses in the hotel which cannot be identified that it is related to room or restaurant or game zone or swimming pool, because they provide service to all these departments. Talk about front desk or reception area. They provide service to rooms also. They provide their services to restaurant also, swimming pool also, game zone also, rentals and other services also. So where do these common expenses come? Where do this common pool of expenses come? In the category of unallocated operating expenses. Unallocated means these are those expenses which you cannot allocate, unallocated, cannot allocate to rooms department or food and beverage department or game zone or swimming pool or rental department. So we call them as what? Unallocated operating expenses. Three such expenses are there. Administrative expenses. Okay, administrative expenses, like as I said, front office, reception area, finance charges, these all come in the administrative expenses category. Sales promotion activities, if you give any advertisement in newspaper, will that help any one department of hotel? No. Any big branding or advertisement done will help rooms department also, restaurant also, functions also, rentals and other services also. All the departments will get its benefit. So sales promotion is also a common expense for all the departments. And then property operation and maintenance charges. See, as soon as you visit a hotel, you'll find if your room's AC is not working, these people are not like us. Will make a call to the AC service person. He will come after 2 days and do the cleaning. You are staying in the hotel for only 2 days. So they don't outsource these areas. They have their own department for property operation and maintenance. You just make a phone call. Within 10 to 15 minutes, your AC will start working, because they have their in-house person doing this maintenance work. Now this department will provide maintenance services to restaurant also, rooms also, game zone also, swimming pool also, rentals and other services also. So this is also a common expense, unallocated operating expense. So once again, coming back to the formats, columns: sales, cost of sales, scope, sales, cost of sales, then we'll take employees benefit, then other expenses, and then profit or loss. Then at the top in the format, you'll have first operating departments: rooms, food and beverages, swimming pool or spa, game zone, rental and other services. Now, whichever expenses cannot be allocated to these five departments, below that we will write unallocated operating expenses. Three such categories: administrative expense, sales promotion expense, property operation and maintenance charges. Now, after that you will have fixed charges. Fixed charges means what? One time you incur fixed expense. Okay, one time incur, and it's like a sunk cost. Sunk cost means you have incurred, and now whether you get any revenue or not, you have to bear that. Okay, for example, you take or you make a hotel of 100 rooms. Depreciation you have to charge on those rooms. Now whether even a single customer doesn't come for the whole year, you have to bear the expense of depreciation. So these are fixed charges. Okay, insurance of entire hotel is taken. Then whether damage takes place or not, that is a sunk cost. So fixed charges means they don't depend, fixed, they are not variable, they don't depend on your sales. They don't depend whether people come to your hotel or not. These expenses you have to bear from your own pocket, whether you have any income or not. So which are these fixed charges? Rates and taxes, insurance, interest, depreciation and amortization. Amortization means writing off, W/O. We have so many expenses written off. Written off means that amortization. So all of you, if you have received the study material, amortization you can underline and write it as written off. And profit or loss on sale of assets. These are fixed charges. You have to bear them whether you have any sales or not. Now there is a very easy technique to remember these fixed charges also. Fixed charges means what? As I said, dead, incurred, forget them, you cannot recover. So you can remember them as rest in peace. You can remember it as rest in peace. These expenses are incurred and they rest in peace. You cannot get those expenses recovered back, whether you have any sales or not. So how can you remember the fixed charges? Rest in deep peace. Not only rest in peace, rest in deep peace. Rest R. R stands for rates and taxes. IN stands for insurance also, interest also. Okay, in insurance, interest. Deep debt, depreciation. Deep debt, depreciation. And P, profit or loss on sale of assets. So once again, how will you remember the fixed charges of a hotel? Rest in deep peace. Fixed charges, the nature itself is incurred, forget, they are dead cost. You cannot recover it whether you have any sales or not. So how will you remember them? Rest in deep peace. Rest R, rates and taxes. In insurance as well as interest. Deep debt, depreciation. I repeat, deep debt, depreciation. Peace, P, profit or loss on sale of assets. So once again, all of you try to recap whatever we have done in this lecture so far. Columns: sales, cost of sales, employees benefit, other expenses, profit or loss. Operating departments: rooms, food and beverages, swimming pool or spa, game zone, rentals and others. Then unallocated operating expenses, which don't go in these five but are common for all. Administrative expense, sales promotion, property operation and maintenance charges. Okay, ASP. Like you have ASAP, as soon as possible, here only ASP. Administrative, sales promotion, property operation and maintenance. And then fixed charges which don't depend on sales. Rest in deep peace. Rest are rates and taxes, insurance, interest, deep debt, depreciation, P, profit or loss on sale of assets. So now let's take up with this format of P&L statement. All of you take out your notebooks, give the heading AFS Unit 1 Chapter 2 tourism and hospitality services, and then give the heading Proforma or format of departmental profit and loss statement of hotels. Make how many columns? You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make 7 columns. Come on. Pause the video and make 7 columns. I repeat, pause the video and make 7 columns. Okay, you have to submit this in the homework to the supervisor. So do it along with me itself in this video lecture. Your homework will be done simultaneously. Okay, pause the video, make the 7 columns, give the heading Proforma or format of departmental profit and loss statement of a hotel. I hope all of you have done the format. Okay, now first column, all of you write the heading department or particulars. Okay, and wherever required, pause the video and write it. Second column, write the heading note number. Note we will be making wherever we have more than one amount of expense. I repeat, note we will be making wherever we have more than one expense, so that the total can be directly written in this P&L statement, and for the details you can refer the note. I repeat, note when there are more than one expenses. Now further columns, you all remember the 5 columns. Scope. S, sales, write down in the next column sales. C, cost of sales. O, P, E, but first we'll have E, employees benefit. Then we will have O, other expenses, and then we will have P, profit or loss. And how will we get this profit or loss? Sales minus cost of sales minus employees benefit minus other expenses equals to profit or loss. I hope everyone is making the format along with this video. Okay, mind well, do it along with that so that you remember the format perfectly well. Okay, make these columns. Now, recollect all the slides what we have done. Very first I told you, as soon as you enter into the hotel, recollect that video 2 times I have shown you that. What all things or amenities do you find in the hotel? Rooms, then restaurants, food and beverages, then swimming pool and spa, then game zone, fun, masti, then rental of cars, pickup and drop and other services. So give the heading operating departments, means main departments of a hotel. Give the heading operating departments. In that we have rooms, down below that rooms, food and beverages, swimming pool and spa, game zone, rentals and other services. Now, gross operating income. The total of the 5 departments income will be gross operating income. What all will we have in that? Sales minus cost of sales minus employees benefit minus other expenses will get profit or loss. But keep it in mind, cost of sales generally you'll have only for food and beverages department. Other items, rooms, departments, rooms, swimming pool, game zone, rentals generally don't have any cost of sales associated with that departments. Okay. Now after this you all remember unallocated operating expenses. Okay, unallocated operating expenses we have seen in the slide which cannot be allocated to these 5 departments. Now here onwards you remember we will not be putting the things in sales column, cost of sales column, employees benefit or other expenses column. We will directly write the expenses in the last column. So the last column will not represent profit or loss. From unallocated operating expenses onwards, last column will just represent the total amount. That's it. From unallocated operating expenses onwards, the last column will just represent the total amount of all expense. In that which 3 ASAP, here ASP, administrative expense, sales promotion expense, property operation and maintenance charges. And then from gross operating income, when you subtract these 3 expenses, unallocated operating expenses, we get operating profit or loss. Okay, so these amounts will directly come in the last column. You not have sales, administrative expenses don't have sales, cost of sales. They may have employees benefits and other expenses. Total of employees benefit and other expenses can come in the final column, that is total, if at all they have. Next, continued, the same P&L statement you can continue in your notebook. After operating profit or loss, what was the next slide we had seen? Fixed charges. Rest in deep peace are rates and taxes, in insurance as well as interest, deep depreciation and amortization, piece P, profit or loss on sale of assets. From that we will minus income tax, and what we will get is net profit or loss. Okay, from the profit or loss on sale of assets, fixed charges, then at the end if you minus income tax, we'll get profit or loss. So this is a complete profit and loss statements format of a particular hotel. Now notes we will be making only for other expenses. Okay, notes we will be making only for other expenses. Keep it in mind. Sales we can directly write in the column of sales. Cost of sales we can directly write in the column of cost of sales. Then employees benefit we can directly write in the column of employees benefit. We will be making the note only for the column of other expenses. So understand these notes to profit and loss statement. First, income from sale of rooms. Gross revenue from sale of rooms less rebates and discount, net revenue will directly write in sales column. Less salaries and wages will directly write in the column of employees benefits. Less other expenses. Do you find these other expenses, all of you? These other expenses we will write as separate note. Only other expenses we will make in the separate notes, which will include glassware, linen and laundry, cleaning, guest supplies, reservation expenses, other operating expenses. And then that net income would be your profit or loss column. So this note we don't have to make for all the items. Note we have to make only for other expenses item. Same way in food and beverages also. Gross revenue, sale of food, sale of beverages, less discount, net revenue we will directly write in the column of sales. Less cost of sales, we make a column separately. That will include cost of food consumed. Less salaries and wages and employees benefit will write in the column of employees benefit. Now this other expenses we will make the note. I repeat, these notes will be made to P&L account or statement only for other expenses. What will other expenses of food and beverages department include? Glassware, linen, kitchen, fuel. Kitchen fuel means kerosene, coal, wood, gas, whatever you are using in the kitchen. Operating supplies, cleaning and other expenses. Then third is income from swimming pool or spa. Gross revenue, pool rental and other services, less discounts, net revenue will go in which column? Sales column. Less salaries and wages and employees benefit will go in which column? Employees benefits column. Less other expenses will make the note. So what all other expenses will be included in swimming pool or spa? Chlorine and other supplies, fuel for heating, laundry, linen, repairs and maintenance and other operating expenses. Same way, income from game zone or golf. Gross revenue, rental or court fees, membership fees, green fees, golf car rentals and other services, less rebates and discount. Net revenue we will directly write in the column of sales. Less salaries and wages and other employees benefits will write in employees benefit column. And this other expenses, golf car batteries, repairs and maintenance, laundry operating expenses, fertilizers, tournament expense, repairs and maintenance and other operating expenses will make a separate note. So keep it in mind, note will be made only for other expenses. Even for game zone and golf, note will be made only for other expenses. Then after that we add rentals and other operating income. Space rentals, stores, offices and others will directly go in the column of sales. That also is an indication that no amounts will come generally in rental and other operating income in the columns of cost of sales, employees benefit and other expenses. No amounts will come in these three columns. Administrative and expenses, as I said, salaries and wages will go in employees benefit column. We will make the note only for postage, telephone, printing, stationery, professional fees, audit fees, loss and damage. We'll make a separate note only for other items other than employees benefit. Same way, sales promotion expenses, salaries and wages will directly go in employees benefit column. But we'll make the note for trade shows, publicity, advertisement, market research, traveling and entertainment. And lastly, property operation and maintenance charges again. Salaries and wages will directly go in employees benefit column. We will make the note for curtains and draperies, engineering supplies, floor coverings, electrical supplies, mechanical supplies, uniform, energy costs, fuel, water stream, etc. Okay, so notes will be made for which things? Only for other expenses. That's it. All of you learn this format perfectly well as I have explained you in the complete video lecture, and write it on your own without seeing. Okay, just to summarize once again: columns, scope, sales, C, cost of sales, then in scope E, employees benefit, then O, other expenses, profit or loss. Okay, these are the columns. Now vertically, operating departments: rooms, food and beverages, game zone, swimming pool or spa, rental and others. Total gross operating income. From that we minus unallocated operating expenses, common expenses, ASP, administrative expense, sales promotion and property operation and maintenance charges. We get operating profit or loss. Then at the end we minus fixed charges. Rest in DPs. Rest are rates and taxes, in insurance as well as interest, deep debt depreciation, P's P, profit or loss on sale of assets. Then you'll minus income tax at the end and you'll get net profit or loss. And then notes will be made only for other expenses. I hope everyone is clear with this. That will be all for today's lecture. Take care. See you in the next lecture with the practical questions of profit and loss statement. Okay, today you all learn this format by heart. Next lecture we will start with the practical questions of profit and loss statement. Bye everyone, love you all.